Good morning. It's a pleasure to be able to be with you today. And today I'm going to talk about the penultimate of the Beatitudes, which is blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Now, when Jesus said this on the Sermon on the Mount, a lot of it was directed towards the leaders of the church at the time. And there would have been a lot of confrontation, a lot of argumentative people just wanting to get their own way. And Jesus was saying that you didn't have to be in these places of power. You didn't have to be these angry, domineering people to enter the kingdom of heaven. So when he said about this, he was talking about avoiding confrontation, not just physical, but also avoiding verbal confrontation. Um, I don't know how many of you used to watch this. I mean, I didn't watch it on a regular basis, I promise you, but I did see it, and that was Jeremy Kyle. And that whole program was based on arguments. It was people arguing and sometimes, ashamedly, becoming violent and making these horrendous threats. I mean, it was awful, some of the things that would be said on it. Well, that's what the program was about, and it was a really popular program because, unfortunately, the human race seems to like to watch other people fall out and argue and fight with each other. If you just go back to your school days, when I was a schoolboy, if there was a fight in the playground, everybody gathered round and shouted them on. And we now know as we get older that that's wrong, that we shouldn't have done that. But there's just something in the human brain that seems to enjoy this. Um, but everybody who was on this program, they had one objective, and that was to win. And the audience would take sides, cheer them on, and whoever it was, they'd really bombard them and they'd be insulting to them, etc. And sometimes you felt like maybe they deserved it. But that was the whole process of the program. Now, you may not want to be in them positions, but sometimes you have no choice. Whereas you'll end up with some sort of confrontation. I've ended up in them on many a time. It's unavoidable. It's just something that happens, and it can even happen within your family. And when we talk about avoiding confrontation, it can be that central to you. Making peace starts in our everyday life, all our relationships with our loved ones. We can hope to be peacemakers in society. Oh, that'd be wonderful, wouldn't it, be able to do that? But we have to get it right in our relationships with our families as well. So if there's anything in your family that's upsetting you or something they're doing, it's a time for us to reflect, isn't it, and to make good with them. But whatever situation you find yourself in, you can't go into it with an attitude of they're not getting the better of me. And there might be people who are close to you who would say, yeah, go on and cheer you on. The question is, do you want them to congratulate you? Do you want your neighbours, your friends, your family to say, oh, well done, you've beat them? Or do you want God to congratulate you? And hopefully the answer's God. Because if we do find ourselves in confrontation, we have two choices, don't we? And those are join in and make it bigger, or try to diffuse it. In my job in the theatre, it sounds nice and easy, but sometimes there's times when there's confrontation. There's times when I have audience members who might not be happy. They think they've booked a seat in one spot in the auditorium. In actual fact, they haven't. They've booked it somewhere else. And I have to try and convince them that it's them that's done it, not us, without it becoming a heated argument. And that's hard sometimes, because if somebody thinks they're right, they're right. And it's difficult to tell them they're wrong without it becoming an argument. And there's been times we've had people who've had too much to drink. Again, you have to avoid confrontation. And I have to do this within my job, which it is me, I suppose you could say, being professional. But we have to be able to do that outside of the job as well, don't we? We have to be able to do that in our everyday lives. You might find that sometimes you've got to stand up for yourself. You might find that sometimes you've got to stand up for someone else. There are times, aren't there, when that happens. But if you can avoid avoid a full-blown battle, then that's more impressive. It takes more courage to avoid than to partake. It's easy to join in, isn't it? So the challenge today is for us to become peacemakers. Because Jesus said, "Blessed be the peacemakers, for they will become children of God." I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful day and a wonderful, peaceful year. Many blessings. Love to you all.